When I went to build an email list, all of these successful entrepreneurs said the same thing. In order to build your email list, you need to find consistent time to create content to get traffic to your freebies. Find consistent time, create content, create content. You'll never be able to manage. You've never been consistent with anything in your life. There's no way you're gonna create weekly content. You're too busy to build a list. Just give up already. Months later, my email list was still at a measly 15 subscribers. In fact, it was doing the opposite of growing. I knew exactly why, and I had no one to blame but myself. I hadn't been creating consistent content to get traffic to my freebies like all of the experts said to. And to add insult to injury, that very day, a competitor posted their income report online. It was 10 times mine. She then followed it up by sharing how thrilled she was to have been asked to speak on stage at an event which had been on my vision board for ages. I knew the topic better, I had way better information than she did, but she was getting all of the things that I wanted, and I knew why. She had an audience and an email list and authority, and I didn't. She posted consistent content to grow her list, and I didn't. And I knew deep down that I needed to find the time to build my list consistently. After years of trial and error, trying every strategy that Google suggested, I finally found 2 strategies which changed my life and ability to find the time and stay consistent with content creation and list building forever, which resulted in an email list of thousands and an income of millions. So stay all the way until the end as I spill those 2 game-changing secrets that I learned. It probably won't work for you. Rude, get out of my head. First, let's start with what every guru will tell you to do, and then I'll share how to actually manage it. Step 1, decide on your priorities and align your time with them. Okay, so if your priority is to build an email list, it means carving out time to create content. But there's probably a few other things pressing for your time too. You know, the usuals. Obviously, if you try to focus on all of these at the same time, you'll end up focusing on none of them. So next, you need to rearrange them into priority order. Interestingly, when you solve some of these higher up, they automatically solve the ones lower down too. Growing your business will help you achieve financial freedom. So by solving the one, you're naturally solving the other. Sometimes priorities clash with each other. Hey, I'm in the city on Tuesday. Do you want to go for lunch? What about a fitness class on Friday? Simple. When you've arranged your priorities in order, the one on top wins, and you can make decisions without guilt, knowing you are getting closer to your goals with every prioritized decision. But what if you're still not finding enough time to build your list? This is where you need to get as strict with yourself as the IRS does come tax time. It's time for an audit. But don't worry, a time audit, not a tax audit. I know that dinner you claimed wasn't really with a client. Shh. Promise I won't tell. For this, a tool like Toggle can help. Track your time to see where it's going. If your time tracking tells you things keep distracting you from doing what you prioritized, it's time to do what you advise your toddler to do at playgroup when someone is mean to them. Remove yourself from the situation, honey. Imagine you've decided to take up meditation, and you decide to attempt your first time at meditating in the middle of a city during rush hour. If that's the case, you might struggle with distractions. Sure, a Buddhist monk who has done this for years could probably be as zen as a sleeping newborn in the midst of all the craziness. But you're a beginner here, so put yourself in an environment that's easier to be successful in to start, and then work up to meditating in the middle of crazy town if that's what you want to do. Not that I really know why you would, but you do you, honey. This can mean finding a new workspace, telling your clients you don't work on Mondays, or blocking out the mornings from calls and meetings. Basically, figure out what's causing the distractions and eliminate them. When I created my first course, I didn't know how I'd find the time. I knew I needed to work overtime to get it done, but my calendar just seemed to fill itself. Helping friends move on the weekends, spending 3 hours teaching my parents how to connect to Wi-Fi, going to birthday parties and baby showers and weddings and reunions. My time just seemed to get away from me. All of these personal obligations, while totally stuff I wanted to do, except the baby showers, I never wanted to go to those, kept sidetracking me from my goal. So I made the very logical decision to move to Bali. Yep, it was the most obligation-free, distraction-free 3 months I have ever had. And I smashed that course launch. Now, I'm not suggesting you need to go to the same extreme here, but alternating the school pickup every other week with another family might be wise if you notice the thing which keeps pulling you away from list building is the school pickup. To demonstrate the next point, I need to tell you about my New Year's resolution flops. In my 20s, every year, my New Year's resolution was to eat healthier. And what would I do on December 31st? Party with my friends in the city. Ready! And what would happen on January 1st? I'd wake up hungover at someone's house at 11 a.m., drive home, be starving mid-drive, and stop at McDonald's. My goal was to eat healthier. But after my New Year's breakfast for the 4th year running was at about the least healthy place you could imagine, I realized maybe I needed to make some different choices, which would give me a fighting chance of reaching my goal. So be conscious of the choices that you're making. Take note of what consistently keeps getting in your way, and make different choices to set yourself up for success. What would you think about doing New Year's at my place this year? I got this really great new alcohol-free gin I want to try, and I can make us a reservation at Mr. Lettuce for brunch. So you've decided on your priorities, arranged them in order, audited how you're spending your time, removed yourself from unhelpful situations, got conscious of your choices, and made different ones. So what's next? This one is the big kahuna, the one so powerful you'll find yourself achieving your goals list faster than the most powerful manifestors can collapse time. Collapse what? I don't know. I don't get it either. As my therapist would say, go downstream. Imagine you're trying to water ski. You stumble upon getting up, but you're still holding on to the rope for dear life, getting battered by the waves as you go. It's time to stop resisting, let go, find another way, and go with the flow. If it feels like you're drowning, stop forcing it. A few years ago, I wanted to take up more hobbies, so I bought a watercolor painting set and an online course. And I never did it. Everything else seemed to fill my time. Work, life, friends, scrolling the internet, those sorts of things. And then upon stepping back to look at the situation, I came to a realization. I hate canceling on people and flaking on things. But if I've just agreed to myself, I'll paint at 8 p.m. tonight, it never happened. So I decided to go downstream. I booked painting classes. And every week without fail, with that appointment in my calendar, I went, I painted, I had a new hobby, I succeeded at my goal. So work with yourself and go downstream. Identify what's not working, what works better for you, and plan accordingly. Oh, and take joy into the equation. There's 100 ways to get fit, and if you hate going to the gym, don't go. Exercise involves moving your body. That doesn't have to be going to the gym. Think of these Skittles as the amount of motivation that you have available. You want to go big and work out 5 times a week. But because you don't really like going to the gym, it takes 10 motivational Skittles. Going for a hike with friends, however, only takes 2 motivational Skittles. So you'll be a lot more likely to be successful if you choose the hike rather than the gym. So again, go downstream. Work with yourself and not against yourself. Maybe when it comes to list building, you would hate to write blog posts as your form of content creation. But talking, yeah, that's pretty easy to you. Then podcast and don't blog. It takes about 100 motivational Skittles for me to show up on Instagram and share my life daily. So I broke up with Instagram and did something I enjoyed much more, and that was YouTube. I've posted consistently and it takes so little effort because I enjoy making videos. I even have some Skittles left over. Can I have a Skittle? No, go away! Okay, so now you've got the time problem of list building solved. Next, you only need to know the strategy for building your list. But what exactly should that be? What's the best way to explode your growth and build a list of thousands? Well, watch this video next where I will share how I got 48,000 opt-ins to my email list, exactly how I did it, and I invite you to steal my strategy too.